It's just so strange, the strangest thing in my life. And I mean, while I was sit on their boat decks and under the sun was so strong, I look at them. They were like 5 people with one gun, and with some axes, to threaten us. To me, it looks like hell. It looked like Satan from hell. I was so scared, but I tried to keep myself calm by praying to Virgin Mary, become Catholic. I kept singing songs in my mind for not so panic and be out of my control, out of my mind, and act stupid thing and thinking about what may happen next to prepare for my son and myself. Because I heard about it. I heard that people could get robbed, get raped. I heard about it before I went on a trip. And after the search, everybody, they so much. I was surprised to see that people brought so much of valuable thing. After I've been dug down, we got into the international water, and it was nice and shine. I see everybody around me. They were wearing big necklace of gold and good diamond and all valuable thing. I said, why you bring this with you? The first one, they robbed a lot of things. They took lots of valuable things from my people. They were laughing with their victory. And they were looking at us. Suddenly, they were looking at me. And I said, oh, Jesus, no. I was in my mind that they're going to rape me. I think they're going to rape me. But he was laughing, and he came right in front of me and grabbed my wrist. Because I had a bracelet that made just by stainless steel from my friend's husband, that made from education camp to send to her by waste steel. And he made it, a bracelet with his wife's name and his kid's name on it, and she didn't have anything to give me as a souvenir. So she gave me that as a souvenir for our friendship. And he just they thought it was gold. It wrapped my hand suddenly, and then he just took it off of my wrist. And he was laughing, he was showing off and laughing. And suddenly other pirate would yell out, in Thai, which is, I understand later, he said, bye, 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 which means go, 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 go. Bye, bye in Thai means go. He said, bye, 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 and they push it back to our boat and leave immediately. At that time, I looked further, I saw a merchant ship cross by. So they were afraid of get caught, so they left immediately. But we were not, we were not happy for too long. That was around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They searched, from the front to the end, from up to the bottom of our boat. As soon as we just been released, about an hour, another boat got in. And we got in a chase again. We got caught, but it was dawn. It was dawn, it was a little dark. So they didn't rob us, but they tied a boat with theirs. And at that night, I remember I was holding my son. I went up to the top of the boat to get some air, and I was thinking, I don't know what they're going to do to us. Some of the pirates could speak Chinese, Chiu Chow, and we had Vietnamese Chinese in our boat too. They used the language and asked them, what you guys going to do to us? Are you going to rob us? They said, no, we're not going to rob us. We rob you guys. But I knew we're going to get robbed again. If they don't rob us, why they pull us with them? And we didn't know where did they pull us to during that night. Our boat was just, flying, and I was exhausted. I was exhausted after almost 4 nights, 4 days, no food, just a little water. So I decided to wrap my son, and we went up to the upper deck, and lying down, look at the sky, look at the stars, and said, okay, let's just put our life in God's hand. I said, I don't know what to do, God. It's only you, who could protect us. Please let us through this, dangerous thing. And I went into sleep. I was exhausted. I didn't sleep either. I didn't have much sleep either. How could you sleep in a boat like 3 meter wide, 11 meter length, with 91 people in there? How could you sleep? And at that night, I couldn't stand no more. So I dozed and I slept, and I said, oh, I don't care no more, because what can I do, And I slept for a while. When I woke up with the noise, and I opened my eyes, and it was one morning, still not really bright yet. They already jumped in a boat, searched everybody, people. This time they put all the men in the refrigerator where they store ice for the fish. They took off their shirt. They only allow them one short and put them in there because they're afraid the man is going to fight back. There were 45 men in my boat. They had only one gun. They had only one gun, and they robbed us. The second boat, they had like 9 people in there, including a kid in there, about a teenage boy about 11 years old. Robbed us too. He got a piece of longwood and he used it as a weapon to scare us. Oh, I said outside, oh, I'm going to kick that kid's butt, trust me. And they searched from the bottom to the top again. They chopped out all the cover of the boat to cover us for the sun. The top of the boat was chopped out. They broke all the food, instant noodle bag, to find is there any valuable thing. I mean, they searched from here, they searched to here, they searched to here, they searched everywhere. To me, hey, you're free to search. I only got one piece of necklace that was hidden in my son's shorts. Elastic inside. I sew it inside the elastic and put the elastic through the waist, and that left with us till we landed. Only little goal for us to survive, because I know as soon as I touch the land, my brother in West Germany will send me money to live for a while. So I didn't bring any, except that I didn't bring any valuable thing. And after they robbed us, they led us back to our boat. They dumped all the oil into the ocean, our oil for the engine. They dumped all the water in the ocean. They took the GPS, thing to locate the direction from our boat. They seized that. Everything was gone, and they gave us back the ice. We had to store those ice in the oil tank. And we had to drink water mixed with oil and fish meal to survive. And they released us. A couple of hours, we got robbed again. And later on, I learned that is Thailand Bay. We were in Thailand Bay. The water is so calm. You could jump in and swim. We saw dolphins, we saw other fishes, follow us, follow our boat while we didn't get robbed yet. We wouldn't, get robbed yet. A couple of hours, we got robbed again. And this time, because of one girl in my boat who resisted to the search, every time pirate touched her, she was 18 at that time. Every time the pirates searched her, she yelled. She resisted. She doesn't want them to search her. And when they get in, I was on upper deck holding my son, sitting there. I saw everything. They searched me. I said, okay, here, search my son. Okay. They didn't find a necklace, And They give me back my son, and they search the girl, and the girl just keep yelling. They slap her right away, just slap her real hard. And they said something in Thai, but I didn't understand. But they were mad. They were mad. At first, I don't think that they're gonna rob them, or they're gonna rape them. They were searching, but because they were the third one, there's not many things left for them to search. And I think they must know each other. Those fishermen should contact by radio, should know each other and say, oh, how much did you rob? You know, things like that. They would report to each other. And this boat wasn't happy because not many things left there. Now they got the resistance. And that girl, the first two previous things, she didn't resist. She didn't yell out. She cooperated with them. But this time, she resisted. After they slapped her, they took off her clothes. And from taking off her clothes, the raping idea came up. They started to rape her, right in our boat. And I remember after because she was new when she pulled out, so I just wrapped a piece of a man's shirt. Everything was all over. It was hell on earth, trust me. Hell on earth. Everything is all over. I just wrapped a shirt and waited for her. As soon as they released her, I used that and cover her. She was crying, and I guess that I never forgot that moment until the rest of my life. I saw blood coming out. I was so terrified. I didn't know what's going to happen to me too. I was only 23 years old. I was so young. Then they kept searching again. There was 5 men. And they pulled out another Vietnamese Chinese girl. She was about 17. Raped her. And then they searched for another Vietnamese lady that she's a couple of years older than me. But because she had time to prepare, to pretend. She pretended like she got menstrual. So they released her. So they get to another, they put their hand on another lady, and that lady pretended. She took the smoke, the dark smoke from the engine, and she put it all over her face to make her filthy and ugly. And she was lucky she didn't get raped either. So they pulled out another girl, 15 years old. This is the Vietnamese Chinese. She's the younger sister of the other. The other was just got raped, and they raped her.